The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. I've never seen the Nutcracker ballet. I'm not familiar with the story other than those weird wooden creatures, and it's about ballet. So, yeah, but I was interested to check this out. I thought the poster looked pretty cool. Morgan Freeman was in an eye patch. That looks pretty badass. And maybe I would get to learn the Nutcracker story finally. So this one is called The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, and it has a very Chronicles of Narnia feel to it. In fact, one of the directors of this movie, Joe Johnston, he is directing the upcoming Chronicles of Narnia movie called Chronicles of Narnia: The Silver Chair. But this movie actually has a joint directors. So this is Joe Johnston. He also directed Captain America: The First Avenger, the original Jumanji, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Oh, these are all pretty decent movies, I guess. And the other director of this film is Lasse Hallström. He directed What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Chocolat, Cider House Rules, and 100-Foot Journey, along with a slew of other movies. But these are all really good movies. So we got some pretty solid directors in this. Now, this movie was written by this woman named Ashley Powell, and I could not find any credits on her IMDb. So we got a noob writing this movie, and it shows because the script is one of the weakest parts of this movie. Now let's talk about the cast in this. Our lead actress is 17-year-old Mackenzie Foy. You might remember her from Interstellar, where she played the daughter of Matthew McConaughey, and she was not bad in this role in this film. She was kind of passable. She plays the regular girl that's thrown into this magical world, which she has been told she is now the queen of. There's also Helen Mirren in this movie. She plays a character named Mother Ginger, who is, I believe, the grandmother of Mackenzie Foy's character in the film, and she has a messed up face, and she is ruling all of these rats that do her bidding. And I thought she was pretty decent in the role as well. Morgan Freeman is in this, and he has that eye patch like I mentioned, but he was barely in this film. I think he was in here for 2 scenes, maybe 3, but he was fine in the role, but I mean, he's barely in it. When he's on the poster of the film, I expected him in it a little bit more. Keira Knightley is also in this. She plays the Sugar Plum Fairy, and she definitely has the most exciting role in the film. She really is very exuberant in her delivery and very enthusiastic, and I thought she did an amazing job in this. She was probably one of the shining points of the film. Now, this film, I don't know the original Nutcracker storyline, but I feel this film is very loosely based on that. And they are kind of just taking that story and then trying to expand it into this Chronicles of Narnia war between 2 sides. So in this, the 2 sides are Helen Mirren and these rat creatures she has, and the Sugar Plum Fairy and her Nutcracker army, and then toy soldiers, and these 2 sides are battling it out, and then Mackenzie Foy is the new queen of this magical land, and everyone's looking to her, and she has to go on this adventure to save this world. Overall, though, the plot of this film is very confusing and convoluted and mediocre and ridiculous, and things don't make sense. I watched this movie, and I don't even know what the hell the 4 realms are. I mean, maybe I'm dumb and it was really obvious, but I don't know what the hell they are. What are the 4 realms? I looked it up, though. So the 4 realms are the land of snowflakes, the land of flowers, the land of sweets, and the 4th realm is where the tyrant Mother Ginger lives. So that's what they are. I don't want to completely trash this film because the set design and the costume design were beautiful. This movie looked nice. When they were in buildings, in this house in the beginning, the house looked amazing. When they were at this Christmas party, everything looked great. Even the Nutcracker world looks pretty nice as well. And the costumes everybody have. Keira Knightley looked pretty interesting. Everybody looks very well put together in this film. So that is one positive. I also was a fan of these Russian nesting doll type clown creatures that kept popping out of each other and duplicating. And they look pretty funny, and I thought that was a pretty funny part. I did think Mackenzie Foy and her dad had a very weird relationship. Like, I it wasn't inappropriate, but it kind of seemed like maybe a little bit weird. Like, Father, are we going to dance? Yes. And then they dance, and I don't know. It just seems a little creepy to me. I'm sure it's fine. I'm going to give this film a 5.5 out of 10. I don't really know who would enjoy it because if you love the Nutcracker, you'll be disappointed at the liberties they take with the story. And if you are looking for a Chronicles of Narnia stuff, you're going to be disappointed because the actual conflict isn't super exciting or well thought out. So I really don't think anyone should watch this film, and I do not recommend it.